Is 40 that age where it's acceptable to crap your pants? Well, I was cruising Facebook Marketplace this morning, and this isn't my usual flavor of vehicle, mainly because it runs and the engine's not stuck, but Chevy. And really, I seen it for the price he had it advertised, and I was like, damn. I said, that's a nice old truck. And if you look, I have yet to find anything on it. There is one itty bitty little bubble right there. Got a dent here. But look at this bed. Look at it. Just look at it. Been off the road since 20, it says. Supposedly it was some old timers and he passed away, and I guess there was this, a Bronco, and a couple other vehicles that were in this guy's estate sale. But we put new rubbers on it. Seat was done. It's pretty minty. And look at this hood. I mean, if you've ever had or dealt with a square body, look at that hood. Look at it. He had it on Marketplace and people were fighting over it. And I said, dude, I will be there in like 20 minutes. And I was like 40 minutes away. So we cruised out there, laid eyes on this puppy. And I mean, just look at how tight everything is. I drove it back and it's got a slight miss, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. And we have no way to prove this is original, but it says, Speedo's right in the way, but it says 61,709. Look at that gas pedal. I mean, the brake pedal, I guess if it was 60,000 city miles, that's probably believable. And look, we got an OBD1 GM port, which means, yes, this is 1987. This is TBI square body. Overdrive trans, radio works. AC's been retrofitted, but it's not cold. And, you know, I'm a Ford guy through and through, but this is a really nice truck. And I put her, like here, well, just look at these doors. Like I'm pulling up on it, and I mean, there is no play in those hinges, and everything just shuts so nice. But we pop the hood, and these square body guys, watch this. This is what blew me away. Look at how nice this hood opens and shuts, and it's all the original GM stuff. But this hood is probably the nicest one I've ever seen on a truck like this. Watch this. I'm gonna push down on it just ever so slightly. Look how nice that is. If it wasn't for that dent and that quarter panel, this would just be straight as a freaking arrow. But it is 5.0. It runs pretty good. It's not like totally right. I'm gonna pull some plugs, see what they look like, because just looking up here, they look older in dirt. I'll probably do a full tune-up because I'm gonna drive this sucker 500 miles up north to my old house because I still got some stuff to get, and I guess I'm gonna sell it. But I'm gonna pull a plug, see what it looks like. I'll fire it up real quick. Yeah, the oil pressure gauge and the temp gauge are in op, and the fuel gauge is. So we got speedo and we got volts. Got that Chevy squeal, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. I'll set it on the wheel. It's pretty shaky. Pretty shaky. Right hand fuel tank doesn't work. It just kills the truck. Don't hear a fuel pump. The engine light was coming and going on the test drive, but after a full tank of premium. It's straightened right out. So I got a belt I'm gonna put on, and I'm gonna pull some plugs, see what they look like, and probably order a fuel sending unit because I'm sure that thing is hashed. If memory serves me correct, I believe this is for the gauge. So I'm gonna unplug this, just make sure our gauge, the sender's not shorted out. See what the gauge does. It's probably still pegged. Yep. I think the gauge is bad, but I'll diag it. I get to pulling some plugs and looking at some tune-up stuff. I'm gonna try getting it running a little better. Order a muffler. Probably buff it out. I got a feeling this thing's gonna look really good buffed. So here we go. Okay, I got the plugs out. They all look excellent. The back one, number 7, was actually a little loose, but someone put anti-seize on them and actually everything looks really good so far. Got some cobwebs here. These plug wires don't look the best. Oh, there's supposed to be a chain here to here, and it is gone. Okay, so sounds like we got diaphragm. I'm thinking if I put something from there to there, how about you it works? I'll get the rest of these out. I remember some of these trucks having a light reel over here somewhere where you reel it up, and it was like a little trouble light to scope these out with. Hopefully I don't need that when I'm on the side of the road. You can see the air conditioner, it's been retrofitted. That's 134. Well, this truck was just so tight going down the road. Like, I mean, just the brakes, the steering, everything felt great. So I got these plugs out. They all look excellent. There's a little bit of rust around the porcelain where it meets the end of this, so I guess I'll replace these, but I mean, looking at them, they look pretty dang good. Pull off the distributor cap. Looks kind of nasty. Yeah, I can see the rotor looks a little burnt. Cars from the 80s just have so much going on in here. I mean, look at all these vacuum lines and just heat risers and all this mess of vacuum lines. I don't know what they were thinking, and they're all like this too. I know. Vortec motors used to be really bad for eating up distributor caps and rotors. Yeah, there's some wear. That button looks a little burnt. Definitely think we're gonna replace that. Cap, still springy. Doesn't look all that bad. Yeah, we'll do a full tune-up. And I did notice for my AC, notice this plug just hanging out here should go on that compressor. It looks like it's been disconnected. I don't think that just came unplugged. If I had to guess, they probably unplugged it for a reason. Like it's making a really scary noise or something. Usually they just don't unplug them unless they wanted to play a joke on someone, but it does spin. Like I said, normally there's always a reason. Well, it's plugged in. So I power washed the side of the truck. The power washer ran out of gas. I don't feel like going out tonight. I put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on this for the rear view mirror, and I taped it on, so I'm gonna let that, looks like it's already starting to foam up. I had pretty decent luck with it. A lot of junk you buy at the auto store, it ain't worth a crap. But power washed her off. Someone has already waxed this poorly. I can see there's haze in it, so I got this whole buffing wheel and a little bit of compound. I'm just gonna touch it on there and see if we can get a little bit of shine. You can see before I start, all down the side of the truck, there's like wheelie marks in it. I don't think I can make it look any worse. This is just a little turtle wax. The haze up. This wheel is older than probably my kids, but seems to be doing the job. Might just go over it with a rag now and wait for it to haze and shine it off. The sun's finally going down. It's been pretty intense here these past couple days. Oh yeah, we wipe that off. That looks pretty respectable. I'm gonna say that's better than it was. This one may have even been worse than me on a buffer. That's saying something. I can see some shine coming back. The fender looks pretty good. Might be onto something here. Get this door to somewhat match. Definitely getting some shine back. Well, after buffing and buffing and buffing, it's looking pretty good. Patina is killer. I absolutely love this. I did the cab. I'll do the bed tomorrow. But you can see I haven't even touched the box. But God, what I've done, it looks totally awesome. I mean, you can see my reflection in it. Well, it's the next day, and it is bright out. But damn, look at that. Like I said, I only did the cab last night. Look at her. The patina on this truck is perfect. It's just barely through in some spots, but God, it looks good. I'm gonna chisel out the rearview mirror with a razor blade. I'll hang that today. I made the decision. This could be a bad one, but I want to pull the bed. Couple reasons. I want to try pushing this dent out. I want to power wash underneath it real good. Probably paint the frame because it is so beautiful. And the fuel tanks. The passenger side one doesn't work at all. Driver's side one isn't reading on the gauge, so I need to do 2 set of units anyway, more than likely. Some crawling underneath here. Someone has crudely painted this tailpipe, but that bolt for the bed, someone has been in here recently. Oh, that one's loose. Look at that. We'll tighten that up. Yeah, that comes off way too easy. There's one bolt. Wow. I would have never, ever, look at that, with my finger, I would have never, ever even attempted pulling a bed on an up north truck to do this kind of job. Look at that. Unbelievable. So I'm gonna get the rest of these bolts off and disconnect the wiring harness. I do have a little scale here I'm gonna clean up and protect. Okay, so 7 out of the 8 bolts came out, no issues. But there's always one, this one right here, where it's difficult to get at. tried spinning it with the impact. I tried vice grips on the end of it, but it's just a carriage bolt and it won't grab it. So I'm gonna resort to, see if I can grab it, some heat. I got a mini ductor. I'm gonna put her in position, see if we can get this sucker glowing, and hopefully it comes off. I see a little smoke coming. So we're getting warm. Not quite glowing, but it is warm. I can see it. It moved. Great. Okay, so that did what I wanted it to. And these mini ductors are awesome because you don't have open flame. And with this thing leaking a little bit of fuel, probably not the smartest thing to do. Not that I've ever done that. And it came right off. This is what I did. I just tied this off to the door handle so the vice grips won't spin, and that's all. So this could be a harebrained idea or a flash of genius, but I have my skid steer with a long light pole on it. I'm gonna go in 4 corners of the bed, crisscross them over it, and I hope I can pull this thing with no damage. So I just noticed, without any tension hardly on it, it's starting to bend my bed already, so I don't want that. We're gonna have to think of something else. Well, that was drama-free, just how we like it. And look at all this room for activities, and once you know that GM put these damn sending units right under the cab. And I still think I can fish it out, and I'm gonna clean this frame real good. The pipe's got some holes in it too. But I can clean this up, make it look like $1,000,000. So here we are, got everything power washed. You can see the paint on the frame, it's still there, but I'm gonna go over it. And I got a sending unit, did a full tune-up, found a little piece for my cruise control. See how that guy works? Yep, I'm gonna plug in the sending unit, ground it. And I was kind of bummed out with the parts store, because this, oh, I got a transmission mount too, mine looked like poop. This is how the sending unit came, and I was like, there's no fuel pump, it's just the sender. And he goes, oh, okay, let me take a look. I waited a day for this, and he goes, oh, for $5 more I could have got you one with a fuel pump. And I said, well, why didn't we do that? And he says, I don't know, but I'm gonna order it, and it'll be here tomorrow if you want to just come back and give me $5 on that one. So let's plug this guy in. That's all the way. Well, it's going slow. Okay, so not happy with my fuel sending unit debacle. This is the one that I pulled out. It looks like it's been sitting at the bottom of the Titanic, and I really don't want to go 550 miles relying on this. Not that it wouldn't make it, but I'm a little too old to be on the side of the road. So we're gonna do something more satisfying. You can't make it run right, paint it. I'm gonna open the paint up. Oh, and the guy told me at the store where I got this, I got it from an actual body shop. He said, don't shake this up. He goes, if you shake this up, he goes, it'll build so much pressure. He goes, I've seen the lid blow off these things like a rocket. He says, stir it only. He says, put in the paint shaker. He goes, it's game over. I said, good to know. Oh yeah, that's satisfying. It's a shame nobody will ever see the top of those frame rails. Look at that. Yeah, doing the trailer really sold me on this stuff. Put this on the ground before I have an accident. By accident I mean spill it, not crap my pants. Not that old yet. Or am I? Is 40 that age where it's acceptable to crap your pants? You tell me, comment. Before and after. I am a sweaty mess, and it looks like there's little black spots all over my head. But you can see, this is rough brushing this stuff on. But I got this frame rail done. Looks absolutely awesome. 2 days. I want to be driving this thing 500 miles, so we got a little work to do. But God, it looks good. It's the next day, and yes, I'm wearing a similar shirt. Alright, I'm gonna finish touching up everything. And I'm actually gonna move under the truck and do the front half of the frame too. My sending unit with the pump should be in about 3 o'clock, they said. I have my muffler, gauges there. I was doing a little research. I think there's a resistor bed in the cluster for the fuel gauge. It says it needs to be about 90 ohms. So I'm gonna look into that, figure it all out today, because I gotta hit the road tomorrow. And man, as you can see, there's quite a bit of work to do still. Little tech tip, I like to leave the top bolt in it and just pry the bottom, and it drips right into the pan. And as you can see, this stuff is pretty dark and nasty. Definitely make me feel better changing it. There she is, open diff. These gears look pretty highway friendly. Just condition of the gears and everything, you can tell when something's got some miles on it. I've seen these pins where they wear to like a point, and the spiders all look just in great shape. That gasket is so good, and it wasn't leaking. I think I'm just gonna reuse it. I mean, when they stick like that all in one piece, I don't see any reason to replace it. Underneath the truck, got everything supported. This transmission mount, picked one of these up too, because the pan is laying like right on the cross member. It looks like the rubber has just squished beyond of where it should be, so I'm gonna replace that. And here's our shifter linkage, and you can see it is quite loose. So not only is it loose on the frame, it's loose where the rod goes into it. And I fixed these before back in the day with a piece of fuel line. Slipped it over here, and it takes up the slack where that bushing's supposed to be. So I'm gonna tighten up these bolts, get a little piece of fuel hose, slip it over there, and I think we'll be good. I left my plug wires on the ground, and I think this little boot is gonna work perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut about like that. And this is the big end that goes on the spark plug. I'm gonna slip it on the end of this. Oh, wait, I could use a little bit of oil off this oil filter from yesterday. Oh, she slips right in. I may put a little zip tie on the end of it, but you can see that piece of plug wire worked perfect, and I have no slop, or very little slop in here now. And I'll jack up the tranny, squirt these with a little bit of Aerocroil. I doubt I might have the issue on this truck, but a lot of times these seize on and they do not want to move, and you end up breaking the line right about there. Okay, so when you're mechanicking or doing any of this stuff, it's good to have stuff laying around, and a couple blocks of wood can really get you out of a pinch. I'll stack a little bit of wood on this trans pan. Not only does this disperse the load, but my jack wouldn't go high enough. Oh yeah, you can see the mount is just destroyed. I haven't even unbolted it, and it is poop. Sucks doing this on the ground. There it is. This one is pretty crappy. This mount was really cheap too. It was only like $6. The thing that's great about these old trucks, I mean, usually the parts are just dirt, as long as you can find them. Drop that sucker down. So now, let's get this fuel filter out. Shot her with my old friend here. I bet you this thing comes right free. Look at that. Such a nice truck. Down south boys are spoiled. And a little crappy. Alright, I finally got my package. Check these bad boys out. We got an oil gauge as well. Can't believe they stocked these. This was my favorite mail order catalog company. I just took a guess that those gauges are bad, so we will see. Alright, I got this off without breaking anything. Got a screw missing right there already, and one in the cluster. So someone's been playing around in here. I took off the plastic. I'll probably clean that up real nice. And this little bezel, I'd say she's the same. Moment of truth. That one goes all stupid. However, I think the temperature gauge is going to work. I'm going to go to the outside. I'm going to unplug the oil pressure gauge and see what happens. Alright, oil pressure gauge is unplugged. Must be something wrong with the actual cluster. Alright, got the fuel pump all together. Got our ground nice and tight. Go ahead and... Oil pressure gauge is wonky, but I'm pretty confident we fixed the temperature gauge. Well, I'm a drowned rat. It is rainy and miserable here. I just set the bed back on. I should have filmed it, but it was pouring. But I got it back on without any damage. That pull on the end of the skid steer, it was key. Fuel tank's in, muffler's on. I just tighten up all these bed bolts. It seemed pretty solid. It's bumper time. That's what I've been rolling around in. I am not dry. Oh boy. Get a bolt in here. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Make her look all professional, and I got a plate I'm gonna put on there, my own, because I got this bad boy legal. We're gonna drive for 500 miles tomorrow. Oh, that shifter. We're right on the money. Yeah, it sounds like maybe the exhaust is making a little bit of noise. I'll have to tweak that before I hit the road. Back up so we don't hit the wife's car. I'm gonna go take her down the road. It's just a tight old truck. Man, it drives good. Shifts are just seamless. Like, listen, like, I mean, this truck is almost as old as I am, and it doesn't creak, rattle, I mean, nothing. It's just tight. Like, watch the wheel. Like, you just turn it a little bit, I mean, it responds. Like, this truck is just so tight. The temperature gauge, 100% is working. So that's good. And I mean, she gets up to speed. It's no hot rod, but it works. So tomorrow's gonna be the day.